right, we are here for, we're in the 2020 Summer Major. Pull this back just a little bit. Let me pull it back just a little. Pull it back just a little. I can see more of my ugly mug. Let me see if I can find this. So I can get the chat going on my phone. All right, so I got the chat going on my phone, so I can watch my watch the chat down there. So let me get my stuff ready. Maybe. Material key working. Got my pen. Got Golf Clash notebook up. I'm ready to roll. And I am in my odd account, which is the account that I want to start off in. Let's open up some chests and get the ball rolling. What's up, Sonic? What's up? All right. Got people in the house. I just started streaming, so I'm only like the rounds, the qualifying round, opening round, weekend round on my 77 account. I'm trying to get the ball rolling so I can stream, just chilling out. Clearing out my chest, trying to get all my stuff ready. I was going to practice yesterday, and some stuff came up, and I ended up not practicing yesterday. So I practiced on Monday with 77 and odd, and then today I'm gonna go through a practice round with odd, and it may or may not qualify. And then I'm gonna play my 77 account and then my 99 account. So I'll play all three. I'll play until I run out of time, whichever comes first. Let's get my pin chest. Get in here and get my prism chest and see what my my options are today. See what magnificent club. Pamela in the house. GC Chuck. Mr. Brady. Grim Reaper. That is one of the clubs. I'm trying to get rid of some of these. I'm trying to get rid of some of these rares that are really high up, so they're not in the queue anymore. So the Off-Roader, Apocalypse. There's only a few of the epics that I'm really like keen on putting points into. Trying to get my rares all up. All right, hole number 1. Let's go join the tournament. This is where I think a lot of people in this game go wrong. Is they're getting in their first tournament and they look at this right here and it shows Tiffany in first place with 9 holes and at -6. That does not happen. Unless they're the first 2 to play in the bracket. There's still 18 people to come up, and -6 is not going to get you. Like, you may be in that last bracket where it gets you in, but -6 is not going to get you to the top. Don't be confused by Playdemics. That's a Jedi mind trick that Playdemics are trying to play on you. All right, we're on hole number 1. Let's check it out. No, that's not the way to check hole number 1 out. Hole number 1 is going to be Southern Pines. Hole number 7, and this one's changed. And that is this hole right here, so that means, let me go find those holes so we have them up. Damn Ricky. Let me be on Facebook. And it is this hole right here. Is that the hole? That is the hole. So trying to get up into this range up in here, as far as you can get up there, is the goal here. I've been in my grizzly range about mid-grizzly, but I've had to hit this drive shot 2 different ways. In this account, I'm taking a Titan. And I was able to get it up there about 424 yards with a Titan, but with my extra mile 9 with a bigger ball, not putting on any overpower, I was at 410. So if you put on overpower, you can get way down there. I'm in my grizzly range about mid-club. Let's see if we can get it going. Champ! The champ! Dun, 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 dun. It's the champ, man. Welcome to the chat. See if we can get back in the game. Hole number 1. In hole number 1, I want to bring a extra mile, and I'm bringing a Titan, and I want to make sure I got a Grizzly in my bag. So I'm going to bring all of that good stuff with a Titan, the king of balls. Off we roll. See if we can hit some perfects tonight. El Prefecto, that's what we're looking for. I want to hit as many shots into the cup because today I've got an idea of all the clubs and all the balls and where I'm ending up, except for there's still one hole that I'm exploring my options. I still haven't decided exactly how I'm going to play it. I'm still getting crazy on it, and that's hole number 7. I'm going to try max overpower hook shot when I get to that hole because I want to see like if I can catch it like where I end up, and if I don't catch it where I end up, what kind of trajectory I can get. Opponent's got a 8-pock 3 and some kind of ball. Hitting it. It looked like it was great to the left. And there was some lag there. That is not encouraging. So what kind of distance they hit? 420. That's nice. There. It's 2-3, just a little over a ring. And put the power back in it. Put a little bit of curl on it. Isn't it perfect? Just trying to bleed it out there and see what kind of look we can get. I want to put, I don't like to take these max overpower hook shots with the extra mile without putting some kind of movement on the ball. So I set up more to the left and I put a little bit of right hand curl on there. So if I hit the ball to the left, the landing spot, the original landing spot's to the left, but everything from that point on, it's going to the right. I put curl on it. And so it's going to the right. So it may have started off a little bit to the left, but it's still going to the right, bringing me back out to the fairway. And if I hit it great to the right, it stretches out longer on that side. And so I'm trying to give myself like a 2-ring great to the right, but I probably have like a 2 or 3 ring great to the left, or a 2-ring great to the left and a 1-ring great to the right. I'm trying to give myself as much maneuver room down there as possible. And if you don't put any curl on it at all, the ball goes straight. Well, if you hit it great to the left, if you think about how wide it is off when it gets to the other end, you could end up with just like a 1-ring great to the left, and bam, you're in the crowd. I'm doing a 10% to the cup. It should be mid-grizz. There's max. There's min. So I'm at about mid-grizz. 10%, that's going to be 3, so it's 3-1. It's 3.1, and there's 3, and a sliver. And I play it at mid-club, it's 1.5 per ring at mid. Hitting it perfect. See if we can get that in the cup. This will be a good indication of like, so on the adjustment right there, I did not, like on that particular shot, I did not add on enough wind. So I only added on 10%. And I was still off on the right hand side, and the wind was blowing from the left to the right. Is that the way the wind was blowing? Which way was the wind blowing? Yeah, I think that's the way the wind's blowing. I'll go back and watch this video, and then I'll tighten my notes up, because I'll try and I'll look at it at the time, because half the time when I'm playing, I'm not really paying attention to the deal. I'm trying to play off my notes, and so like I'm not really paying attention to the other minutia. I'm trying to keep my that's why it's so important to record your own gameplay, so when you're playing, so that if you can go back and watch that and see like where those shots ended up. There's 3 legitimate ways to play this hole, and I'm not going to play any of them here. I will forfeit. Good luck in the tournament. Hole number 2. What's up, Mike D? Mike D's in the house. Mike Fox is in the house. What's up, Mike D? I didn't call you back. You called earlier. I was on the phone with a buddy of mine, and I went round and round, and we were like talking to other people, and had a couple customers called, and so I was just forgot to call you back. My bad. Hole number 3. Are we on hole number 3? No, hell no. We're on hole number 2. What is hole number 2? It's hole number 6. This is also a hole that's changed. And I'm doing the rough bump on this hole. Over a tough spin, right hand, left hand side spin. Or you can go 15%, go right at it. I'm trying to I want to hit this shot one time perfect, just to see if the funnel can go through there. And I've hit it I hit it twice. Once great to the left, one great to the right, and it was like literally just barely great to the left or the right. Taking a sniper and a navigator. I mean, it's right freaking there. It's really all about hitting it perfect, and if like there is a small little adjustment, it's going to be a really small adjustment. Hole number 2. I think I was doing topspin. I am doing topspin. 1 bar of topspin and 1 left-hand side spin. That's the deal. Damn, Michael, 14 with par. That's a great round. Great round. Spot that goes in the hole. 2.7. I'm doing a straight up adjustment. 2.7. And hit perfect. Oh, I hit it. Shit, that was like 500 rings great to the left. Hill's not steep to the left, so it's not going to roll back as fast. You can't tell shit when you're doing these types of holes and you don't hit it perfect. That's the deal. That's the deal. I just need to hit that shot in there perfect one time. That was like a 2 ring grate to the left. So it was way off track. Trying to get my rhythm. I'm trying to get my rhythm going from the right to the left so that I can switch back to the left to the right. So I'm trying to hit it. I'm trying to get into a rhythm here, and I'm definitely not in it right now. And that's what it looks like if you miss a rough when you're doing a rough bump. The key ingredient in any time anybody says, hey, rough bump, the key word there is rough. Like if your first shot isn't in the rough, then you obviously didn't do a rough bump. So like if you, that's not good. Not good at all. Otherwise it would have been called a fairway bump. See if my opponent can get it in from there. I would scroll down a little closer so I could see the underneath of the trees. Yeah, like that right there. And this is one of those times when you get into shots like this, for those of you that use a rapier and you're used to topspin, or a Nirvana where you're used to using your topspin and you can do the same kind of trick, this is one of those times when you've got that kind of tail that you need to put on like 1 or 2 backspin, and you need to get right up on it. And then you're going to make you're going to have a little bit more of a wind adjustment because you're closer to the hole, and so the first arc is higher. But it's not going to be that bad, but you'll have a much better shot because you can overshoot it and you can have a whole bunch of crap go wrong with that shot right there. It's better to put a little bit of backspin and get way down close to the hole. Good luck in the tournament. Good luck. All right, what are we on? We're on hole number 3. This is the big hole, right? Hole number 3. This is the big par 5. 7 Pines, hole number 8. This is the biggie. All right, biggie. I don't have any power 5 balls in this account, so I'm going to do it with a power 3 ball. And if you're taking a power 3 ball instead of a power 5 ball, you need big stuff to get down there. Bring it tight so we can use more of the wind. Alright, that's all I need. That's all I need. And my dog. Get some chest rolling. Don't get clubs if you don't open chests. I'm just a messenger, man. Don't shoot me. Right, this is a big hole. We got to make sure, like, and where I'm coming in at it, I was talking to my teammate Kyle earlier, and you can do the bounce over the sand. We were talking about the transition. Like, there's several of the other holes, and one of the holes for sure on this course where we're doing a rough bump on a par 4. And I can't remember which hole it is. Which hole is that? It's hole number 4, and where we're doing the rough bump used to not be like that. It used to be super steep, and I think this hole was kind of the same way. It was very steep down there on that sand, and they flattened it out just a little, so the sand shot coming over the sand is a little safer. So I want to be a little bit further out to the right, so I'm going to go 2 rings, 3-1. I'm going to leave the wind in. What was I thinking? And I got just about all of that. Now my only fear is that down here I came in too far and I'll get caught in that rough. But I want to be as far down to the bottom as possible because I'm trying to come in on the right, and so it gets me a little more to the right. So the more to the right you can get, the better. My opponent's got a power 2 ball, so let's see. They're going to do the straightforward shot. What's up, Desmond? Desmond Chan's in the house. See if my opponent can get that ball down there. And I brought like in my normal account, I'm bringing a Guardian because I'm bringing out a bigger ball, but with the power 3 ball, I'm bringing out my big dog just so that I can make sure that I get up here. But like distance-wise, I could bring my Guardian. But I'm okay with a big dog. What I really want to do is roll off that, be able to crest that, and roll off onto the green. So 4-2. There's 4. About 4-2. Just hit it nice and easy. Just a little teeny bit of curl. Hit it one ring great to the left. If I was going to hit it one side or the other, great to the left works better. And it's going to bleed off, end up in the fringe on the other side. And for me, when I come to this hole, you can hit it right if you get the speed right. So like a Guardian there would have been a much better club because how much distance I got. I wasn't sure how much distance I could get with a power 3 ball. But you could easily get up there with a power 3 ball on a big dog. And with a Guardian, if you've got a Guardian that's maxed out, it's got the 180, it's the same raw distance, and you'll have much better ball guide. So with my main account, I can get further down there. But I think I can save myself a power 5 ball here. I might be able to get up there. If I brought a bigger ball, I could do the shot where you're going over and you're going right at it over the sand. And you could really kind of, you could start talking about the word Albie. Because the shot from the top coming over, there is like, it's a grim Albie shot from up there, but I'm not looking for Albie. I want to make sure I can get eagle on this hole, so this is a big shot right here. And the way the wind's blowing, I'm going the inside of the cup. Let's see if wind has any factor. Hit it one ring great to the right. So wind played about half as much of a factor as it should have. It played about half that much, and then I hit it great to the right. That's why it was able to go in. Whew. Close. I think going over the sand, though, you could, if they flatten that out right there in front so that you can get that, it's still going to be, you still got to hit it good to get up there, but you would be able to include the word Albie into it. I think it's definitely about what equipment you bring. To make sure you could get up into that area, you definitely want to bring a big ball, then you could bring a sniper. Good luck in the tournament. Hole number 4. What is hole number 4? Hole number 4 is a par 4 and it is Southern Pines. Hole number 3. Southern Pines, hole number 3. Da 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 da. Let's see if I can remember what the hell I was doing. I was daydreaming. Southern Pines, hole number 3. I was sitting here thinking about that shot. This is the one we were talking about. I'm doing a layup shot right here. Yeah. The most success I've ever had on this hole is getting up there into that shadow, which is a shot that's not even on this. It's getting up here into this shadow area right here and taking a Saturn and going right at the cup. And sometimes you overshoot it and you end up in your short iron, and you can bring a thorn and you can do it right where you can backspin it right to the cup and get it up there. But I'm going to continue to try and hit perfect with my wood and take the blue line. And I'm going to take a rock in my number 2 bag, and I'm going to take I can take a katana on this just to help cut the wind down just a little. I'm using a turkey ball on my main account, so I'm cutting the wind down, so I'm trying to take the wind down on the second shot. Opening up some chests with some whatever clubs are in there. Never care. I always get excited when I have the number down there. It tells me something, and then the vast majority of the time it's some ball I was out of Quasars or I was out of Navigators or something. See if we can get an opponent. It's always hard to get an opponent in odd, especially if I play really late on a play day, because They're looking for a Masters rated player who's playing in the rookie tournament. So if you play during the prime time first day, or during the prime time in any round, you can usually get an opponent pretty quick. But when we first started playing, it was really hard to get an opponent if you were a Masters rated player, because there wasn't a lot of people that were up there, and so it was really hard. And you'd spend there sometimes for like 5 minutes. I actually didn't make a weekend round one time because I didn't have enough time to play the holes, and I had enough time to play the holes, I just couldn't get matched up. That'll be very nice. That'll be like mid long iron. Put everything we got on it. 2, 3. Goes 3. Just hit it straight forward. Hit it perfect. Wow, I can hit one perfect. Look at that. Better write that down. It's a calendar date. What are you giving me the look there for, dude? I don't want to hear your stuff. I don't want to hear it. What are you frowny face? You brought the wrong club, or are you like doing the deal? I would think that you brought the wrong club, because if you set yourself up in that spot, there's a lot of better clubs than a Goliath, because ball guy would really, 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 really help you right now. And a club that's got a little more backspin and ball guy and more accuracy. Watch that, put it in the hole. This hole right here used to be super hard to get up there, because this little area where the rough bump is was brutal. Oh, I'm in Max Grizzly. Look at that. Doing 5% to the cup, so that's 2. So that's 4-2 on the Max Club. So there's 4-2. 4-2, perfect. Hit one ring break to the left. Arrgh! And I think if I'd hit it perfect, I probably would have been on the other side of the cup. I mean, it'd have been close. Almost might need to be like a 5% plus 0.1 or something. There's a little micro adjustment down here, because even when I hit it perfect, it seems like I'm just a little off. All right, birdie. Got the rest of the week to work on these elevation adjustments and these slight little tweaks down at the hole. I will forfeit. Let's move this show along. We will go on to hole number 5. Good luck. Hole number 5, Southern Pines, hole number 9, and this one has also changed. This is the other par 3. This is the one that we were just looking at that had an island, and it doesn't have the island on it anymore. So I'm going to do a rough bump here, and I think I'm going to go straight at it. This is another one of those holes that I hit it going into it great to the left and the right, and I haven't hit it perfect going in, so I have no idea. But I've been trying to do the funnel where I go up the hill and then come back to it, and I'm going to go straight at it. On this one, I think I have been going straight at it. I'm going straight at it. Plus 10%. Plus 10% would be 3-4. So there's 3, 4. Trying to hit perfect. Let's see if we can hit one damn shot perfect. And of course I hit it great to the right. I've been hitting everything great to the left. Great to the right. I mean, the good news is that I'm ending up on the side that I'm hitting to. So, I mean, at least that kind of gives you an idea. But it looked like if I would have hit that perfect once again, I think I'd have been really close on the other side of the cup. So like when I hit a perfect one in there, it might be that shot right there, and then it may be like with a plus 0.1. Just a micro adjustment just to bring it back to the flagpole. There's got to be a little bit of variation down there at the bottom. But we want that variation to terminate so that on the outside of the variation, it's in this side of the cup or it's in that side of the cup. See if my opponent can get in. And this would be a great hole for a low wind ball. Once again, that's what it looks like when you don't hit the rough, when you're trying a rough bump. No bueno. We have a winner. They can still get in from there, though. Let's hope that they get in. Let's wait till it switches over to theirs. Get in the hole. See if they can recover. This is another one of those shots that with your Nirvana, you're better off to go all the way down to the hole. Put a little bit of backspin on it and get all the way down to the cup, like 1 or 2 backspins so you can get right up to it. Because right there, if your speed's off, if your speed is on, more than likely you'll bounce off the flagpole. Or you'll bounce over the edge of the cup. See if they get it right. Excellent. Good job. I would have put on a little bit of backspin and got way close to it. Go into a shootout. I will forfeit. What hole are we on? Hole number 6? We're just flying through them. Just flying through them. We want to make sure that we have the minimum score down pat. We picked the right clubs, we picked the right ball, and then all we're working on for the rest of the week is the slight little adjustments down to the cup. Hole number 6. Hole number 6. This is the hole right here. Kyle, did you send me the image? There's a hole number 6. Hole number 6 is hole number 5. And this par 5 right here. So I've been taking an extra mile shot trying to get out here so that I'm in pretty close to max sniper. There's a quarterback shot that comes around the corner. I'll just take the extra mile shot because I've got that. I'll take a break and I'll call Kyle and get the stuff or I'll watch the video for the quarterback shot. There's another max overpower hook shot that you can take through there with a quarterback, and it'll give you a little bit, just because of you can't get the distance. I'm going to take a Titan. No, I'm going to take a Quasar. What was I thinking? Quasar. Extra mile sniper. usual suspects. I'm going to do about 3 1/4 top spin, somewhere in that neighborhood. And then I'm going to go out 3/4 of a ring. I've been out half a ring. I'm going to go out 3/4 of a ring because I want to make sure I clip the rough right there. So I may be more towards like the 3 1/2 top spin. I'm still trying to dial the shot in for the deal. If I can get matched up. So I shot a video last week about the, in part of the deal about Playdemic, like not giving us, every single time there's a tournament, we all know how it works. They're going to put the holes in whatever tour, and we're going to get very few of those holes during the practice session because Playdemic is like, oh no, we're not going to give you the holes that we know you're all looking for. Because if you played the holes you were all looking for, you would use up more equipment, and you'd have to buy more balls, and you'd have to do the thing. And why would we do that when we're a ball manufacturer? Why would we make it so that people would use more balls by giving them more of what they want? That wouldn't make any sense at all, would it? Sense a little sarcasm in my voice. Yup. That is the shot right there. So that's the shot going around the trees. And then bleeding out in the rough. They should have a nice shot through the gap there, but that's going to be a little far back, and it's a little to the left of where you'd really like to be. About 1 3/4. About 3 and a little less than a half. Take the wind out. Slightly over a ring and a half. Max over power head. Oh, and I didn't get all of that at all. I was getting serious lag right there. Jesus. Now I can't get on. I'm telling you what, I'm telling you that this lag issue, I have the fastest internet that you can get in the city that I live in, and I am paying top dollar for it. And I've done ping chess before I started playing today and made sure that I'm on, and I'm on part of our network that I'm the only thing, like I'm on the strongest thing in our network, and anything else that's on in the house is on a different part of it. And the lag issue remains with the game. And I play several other games where I've got interaction and I don't have any lag at all, but Playdemic is starting to piss me off with this lag issue. And it's never their problem, it's always your fault. But I cannot make it on from where I'm at, so I'm in deep doo-doo. So probably my only hope here, Obi-Wan, is that I hit out to where I'd actually like to be. To try and do the rough one. But the deal is that I've got to make sure that I'm in my wood, because my long iron won't hit far enough to get me out there. Hitting it perfect. And see if I can put it on from here. So I'm going to have to take the shot. So I'm going to have to hit the Albie shot right here just to get eagle based on that crappy ass drive. I'm doing 10% to the cup. Sniper, and there's Max Club, so I'm in that spot. Three one will be 3-3. There's 3-3. Try and hit it perfect. And hit it one ring great to the left. No miss, one ring great to the left. I like those adjustments. I think those adjustments are on. I mean, they're close. I think I've hit 3 shots today where I've hit a one ring great one side. And I'm not so sure that if I hit perfect, I wouldn't have missed right on the other side of the cup. It's almost like on the ones that I'm doing like a 5% adjustment, I should be doing like a 7.5, or I need to be adding on a point. I like the spots though. That was all about drive. So like when you have a bad second shot like that, you can like step back. I mean, a lot of times it's all because you tank the drive and put yourself in that spot. Damn, lag. Hole number 1. And this hole has also changed. And this is the hole right here that I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to try a max overpower hook shot on here because I want to get it out of my system. And hopefully, the last time I was here, I tried to do a max overpower hook shot and burn this berserker ball, and I couldn't do it because I had so much lag. I couldn't move when I went to grab to move my ring set to move it around. I couldn't, like I was moving and it wasn't doing anything. It was staying in the same spot. The only things that I need there are an extra mile in that power 5. I'll have no freaking clue where I'm going to end up. And I give it about a 75% chance that I end up in the brown stuff on the drive, the first bounce, that I don't even catch the fairway on the first bounce. Whatever I do on the first shot, I'll be able to go back, and if I hit it one more time on my 77 account, I'll be able to go back and see like where I was off and make an adjustment. Let's see if I can adjust it out this time. Like really, at least I can see it. There's the spot. And I'm going to put all of it on, everything I can put on. There's 1. There's 2 and a little. So I'm going to go out, see where the spot is. Like I'm orange ring off of that brown rough area. I'm going to take the wind out because the wind's pushing me further into the hole. Take the wind out. Try and do a max overpower hook shot because I want to see where I end up. I want to get this out of my system. I caught it all. So let's see if I can catch the fairway. So I'd have to come in, like I'll have to go back and watch that shot. So if I come in like a ring and a half further to the right, so instead of being my orange ring off, I'm my blue, my half of my clear ring off of that area where it's where you can see like the leaves are on the ground, to bring it further out into the fairway on the drive. I'll have to go back and watch that video and see if that bounce has enough room to swing over, and if that bounce has enough room to swing over, I could potentially miss the sand and get forward. So there is the potential if there's enough room for that bounce to be moved over. And it looked like I hit more towards the center, so I do have room to the right to move the shot over. I want to get some things out of my system on this hole because like coming straight at it, I want to just know like what my options are. Like is there a way to get up there into my rapier range? Maybe back just a little further. It's 2.8. Max furl. Hit it like 2 rings to the right. Just let it drop back down there and give myself a nice little putt. Gave myself a shot at it, but not a really good one because I couldn't go straight at it. If you had a really big backspin club right there, I could have, like if I would have had like if you weren't in that spot, if you had a backspin club, you could try and dunk it. You could, so where my opponent's at in the sand, their red line for their level 8 Malibu is right there. So distance wise, I'm not sure how far a Houdini hits, but a Houdini might not be a bad club on this. So if you ended up in the sand up close, you could try and do a dunk, or you could try and get on the green and do more backspin and get up there. Might not be a bad just depending on where you're ending up. So like if there is the risk for you ending up in that second sand, it might not be a bad club to carry in your bag. Otherwise you got to do that blind curl shot like I did with the sniper or with the Spitfire. Hit it great in the hole. CP's turn. In the hole. Alright, that was hole 6. Was that hole 7? That was hole 7. So I got hole 8. So I've been trying the straight up shot on hole number 8 where you just go out there with the Guardian and do it. Your best bet, the way the wind's blowing, is to the right. Because you have to put, anytime you can come into any of these par 3s and put very little movement on a ball, that's probably the best way to go at it, because the less movement you put on it, the cleaner, the less that can happen during the shot. So if you've got a shot that's got a bunch of backspin, it can take your regular bounces, and if you're hitting on a hillside, it can take an irregular bounce, and it's doing all this stuff. But I do like getting completely past any of the traps and being on the green. So I need a Guardian. I need a Guardian on this next hole. One of these bags has got to have a Guardian. And what am I taking as a ball? I'm taking a Kingmaker. I'm going to buy some of these Titans while I'm here. I'm going to buy some of these Titans while I'm here. Switch to a Kingmaker. I'm just thinking, do I really want to take it with a Guardian? Do I want to hit a sniper? I got a hole-in-one from the other side the other day at the end of the video. I think it was hole number 9 in the practice round. I caught the hole-in-one from the other side with a big dog. It's just definitely not the club to bring on this hole. But occasionally, if you're playing one-on-one, you're going to find yourself on this hole with a big dog. I'm right at the red line. Let's just dial that sucker right up. It's 2-3 max Guardian. It's 2-1, or it's 2-2. So there's 2-4. It's 2 rings. Hit it 1 ring great to the left. Coming in a little hot, needs to be a little shorter. Which way's the wind blowing? The wind's blowing me off a little, so it's blowing me farther out. I do like that shot though. It's your past everything. Nothing can go wrong. Even if you tank that shot and hit it 2 rings one side or the other, or shit happens, or you get lag or whatever, bam, you're on the green. Taking a putt, moving to the next hole. Can you guys see me easily in my bright work shirt? I came in and I was working, and as soon as I got done, I immediately started playing. So I'm still dressed in my work clothes. You can see me, I'm the orange guy standing on the roof. Hitting it perfect. You see how close they hit on that second bounce? Get in the hole. See how close they hit on that second bounce to the sand? Go back and rewind that video, and they hit the edge. I'm surprised it didn't get in the sand. Hitting it perfect. And the only hole I've tanked here is the hole that, like the 2 par 5s that are hard to get. I got one of those and tanked the one that's easy to get. All right. I was looking at text. Kyle's texting me. Kyle's in the chat and he's texting me. He's dual. He's multitasking. I'm gonna play one more hole and then I have to go talk to a man about a horse. Hole number 9. Hopefully I have the right bag in here, since I just went to hole number 9 and didn't even look. I'm assuming that I do have the right bag in here somewhere. Flat ball. I gotta tighten. The king of balls. I do have the right bag. In that area right there. Hit it. Ring and a half, 2 rings great to the left. Try and get that sucker down there as far as I can possibly pound it. 418, that's with a power 3 ball, I can live with that. That's pretty decent. With a power 5 ball, you got your second shot. The whole deal here is all about second shot. So as long as you can clear to the other fairway, you got a shot at it. See if my opponent can get over in a similar spot. They're hitting the straight forward. That's not even close. 380. All right. Big dog. Go straight at the cut. Do a plus 10, so it's going to be 3-6. There's 3-6. And hit it perfect. Hit it 1 ring great to the right. I swear, have I hit like any perfects today? Now the thing that would help me out here is if it actually picked up the roll and rolled down to the fringe. Even though that's not a long putt, that's a long putt for me. I was getting greedy there and trying to go for the Alvey. So I've been seeing like where I can get like what the tail is on it and try and walk it out there. Normally I don't get very greedy on it and I'm perfectly happy to be on the fringe up at the top. But I've been trying to get a little greedy since I've been bringing out a power 3 ball. I might as well go for it. Greedy bastard. Now it'll be the determining thing on whether or not it costs me. I should have a decent shot from there. Isn't it perfect? In the hole. All right, eagles on the 2 par 5s that I needed to get eagles on, and not an eagle on the par 5 that we need to get an eagle on it, but it's the easiest of the 3 par 5s and did not get an eagle on it. That's funny. That's funny. Ha ha. I like the adjustments. I think if I was hitting some perfects there, I'd be like, I think I could super dial them in because I really do believe that on one of the ones that I'm doing a 5, it should actually be a 7.5% adjustment. And on one of the ones I'm doing a 10, it should actually be like a 12.5. I think a 15's too much. Just a little teeny bit of an adjustment there, or adding on a +1 or a +2. Just fine tuning them. What's up, asshole? We got GC asshole in the room. See? It says right there. All right, that was not what we were looking for. We're looking for a minimum score of -12, and that was nothing but me getting lag on that one hole and jacking that drive up. But I think that the mass majority of the players that are out there are going to really look at this tournament as -10. So we need to be on the -12 track and then trying to pick up 1 or 2 shots on each side. Looking at -28 is like where we really want to be. Anything better than that, obviously, you're in the catbird seat. All right, that was the 2020 Summer Major in my practice account, running through the qualifying round, and I've got my 77 account next. So give me a minute. Where's my window capture? Window capture. Let me swap this over, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it through my email, so I don't have to deal with freaking Facebook emoji spamming me the entire time I'm out on the course. So if anybody from Playdemic's listening, I'm actually not using the service that you really want me to use because you guys continue to spam me. All you have to do is take that off. We don't care if we get stuff while we're on our desktop. While we're out on the course, you guys are freaking, you're that spectator that's laughing and talking when they got the quiet sign up. I don't mind doing the friendly stuff, like when we're playing friendlies, or like if I'm on and people want to play, you know, that's not a big deal. But like when we're playing tournaments, come on, man, I don't need to know that. I don't need to know that when we're playing friendlies. If we're looking for friends, we're gonna look for friends. This is like making us pick the ball when we don't have packs anymore. It's crap that I don't know why you guys are unwilling to change it. All right, I did not qualify on Monday, so we will qualify again here. And I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back. So anybody comes in the chat, just let them know I'm going to take a quick, like, 5-minute break. I got to go talk to a man about a horse. I'm going to go use the pool bathroom. Let me grab something to drink. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Open up a chest, open up some free chests. It's one of the cool things about Playdemic and about Golf Clashes is that you can have 2 free chests going. So like a lot of these games, you have some free item, but you only have one instance of it. So like when it turns off, it just sits there until you open it, and then another one starts. But at least here they're giving you 2, so that one's running in the background. So if you get on every 3 or 4 hours, you can open up that, every 4 hours you can open up that one, and so you're never losing any time. And I know when you look at what you get in that free chest, it's like it's no big deal, but you got to do the cumulative thing. Like if you play for 6 months and every day you opened up 4 or 5 free chests, those little crappy little numbers start to add up. Let's see what I got in my pin chest or my prism chest here. See if we get anything good. We're looking for Apocalypse cards. I'm only like 7 short of getting an Apoc 5, and the only reason that my Apocalypse is at any level whatsoever is because of this prism chest. And I know a Thor's Hammer 5 is when your Thor's Hammer really doesn't start to show like what it's like all about until it gets level 5. Level 5, that's a huge level. But I only have like how many epics I can really dump points into. But getting your Thor's Hammer to a level 5 is where it becomes its usable self. And the other ones I can work on anytime. All right, hole number 1. Let's go. Let's get in it. Look at the 6 and the 5 again. It only takes a 6. I remember the very first time I ever went through that process. Your palms are sweaty. You're going into the competition. You're like, like it's a big deal, like going into it and not going into that very first time. Hole number 1. This is one of the changed holes. It's hole number 7. Make sure I know what hole number 7 looks like. I do not remember these holes whatsoever. I don't try and fill my brain full of this type of minutia. When I get to the hole, I go, yeah, I remember that hole. But just like you saying, hey, hole number 7, by the end of the week, I'll remember what the holes are. But right now, I have no freaking clue. Come on, you rat bastard. Hole number 7. That's the one with the sand we're going over, and I'm using a power 5 ball here so that I can get way up there. Extra mile, power 5 ball. And what ball did I write down that I want to use? I'm not sure if I know which ball I want to use. And I don't need to waste a big side spin ball. Wind resistance. Well, that might not be bad. That might not be bad. Let's try it. We'll try the Megalodon. The ball rolling. Goal today the goal today is to make sure that what club, ball, secondary club I'm bringing are the right ones for the holes, and I still have one of the holes that I'm still trying to figure out how I want to play it. Right now I'm just like messing around on it, and I'm trying to hit it way up there and doing the thing, but the rest of them I just want to make sure. And today is like the start of where any shot that I hit perfect in there is just a bonus as far as getting more information for the slight adjustment. 1-7. Coming back. Just a little teeny bit of overpower. Hitting it one ring great to the left. So with max overpower with a power 5 or power 3 ball, I was getting the 320 and the 320, 324 range. So or 420, 424. So I'm getting the same distance, but I'm not having to put on any overpower. So it straightens that shot out. If I put overpower, I could pound that sucker way up in there. But I'm just wondering, like, if, like, consistency-wise, like, if that's the area that you're in that 420 range, like, what the, like, how good of a look that is, because that could be, like, super consistent. That's a shot you can work on, because you're going to end up in that area. Even if you hit a little bit of it great to the left or the right, you're still going to be right there in that zone with no OP, really. Just rubbing the nubs. So let's hope that my opponent gets all the way over so we can really kind of see, like, what kind of distance can you get with, like, mid overpower. I don't think they have as much topspin as me, so they're alright, so it's 2-7, 2-5, that's 7, that's 3-4. 4. Where am I at in my grizzly? There's Max. There's Min. I'm making towards Min. It's 2-4, 1.75, so I'm going to do a 2-ring pull. That's 3.5. That's like a 30% adjustment. Oh, you broke bastard. Oh, man, that looked like it's perfect. Great to the right, and great to the right. And then he just shuts a right on there. So I take that shot right there with the power 5 ball. I'm in min club, so it's 1.75 per ring. This is where a calculator would come in really handy when you're doing big adjustments like that and you have odd numbers. And it might be, like, if I played it at 1.75 or if I play at 1.5, I'm sure, like, if you're using the app, the numbers are going to be totally different. So, like, that means if you're using a different number in the app because you're using a power 5 ball and it says that it's more accurate, then your number might be like 1.5 or 1.4 or 1 point or 2 point. I have no idea. I play my minimum grizzly, it should be at 1.5 per ring. I was actually a grizzly and I was in minimum club, it should be 1.5? It's 1.75, 1.5 at mid. Trying to remember how I play these clubs. Some of these clubs I played for 2 years where I had a level 8 Hornet. Because the Hornet is another club that I worked on really, really hard to get that sucker maxed out. So like last summer, I played Tour 5 for like 3 or 4 months last summer, and to get my Guardian, my Hornet, and there's one other of the rare T5 clubs, the Rock, to get those maxed out, to get those to level 8. Because at level 8 they get, and when the Hornet came out for level 9, then it was a really big focus to get that to level 9. Like every time it came on, because it got 100% accurate instead of the 1.1 per ring, it's at 1, and trying to play my numbers like I used to play them. You gotta have faith in whatever numbers you're using, that's for damn sure. There's the emoji. Hole number 1 in the banks. It's like hole number 2. What the hell is hole number 2? Hole number 2 is a par 3, and it has changed, and I think it's the one. I think it's this one right here. Hole number 6. I'm doing a rough bump on this for dang sure. So I've been going at it where I've been doing the loop, and I have not hit it perfect, and I'm going to. I just need to hit it perfect. That's the deal. I need to hit it perfect. Now Kyle has a shot for those of you that are the par 3 things, because Kyle has been tearing it up for like the last 6 or 7 weeks on these par 3s. And his shot is he's going straight at it with a plus 15% at 1 per ring. So max club, 1 per ring, 15%. I'm doing the walkthrough with 0% just to see if I can get it on there. But I have not hit perfecto yet. Taking a nav, which is a power 1 ball. So I could take a power 1 low wind ball if you got one of those to replace it. Hitting with a sniper. And I'm doing 1 bar of top spin, 1 bar of left hand side spin so that I can get far enough up the hill that when it rolls back down towards the cup it has enough length and speed to get back to the cup. And then setting it in the spot where that ends up at the cup, and then a straight up adjustment with no wind adjustment. I'm trying to hit it perfect just so I can see where it's at. And I mean, it's right there. Maybe 1 left, 1 top. Trying to get that so that it walks back down to the cup. I'm doing a straight up adjustment, 3.5 rings. Uh-oh. There's 3.5, right back to the edge of that blue line. And I think I slightly overpulled it, and I hit it great to the right, like 2 rings great to the right. So it'll miss it on the way up, but it'll end up on the right-hand side because this is the shot that I was going for to bring it back to the cup. So that's a 2 ring great to the right. So I'm saying it's right there if I can hit the damn thing perfect. Damn it! It doesn't matter what numbers you use or what direction you hit it at. If you've got good stuff and you don't hit it perfect, it's not going to go in the hole. And if it goes in the hole, it just tells you that you made a wrong adjustment. So you can so you'll have to make adjustments so that you can hit it perfect and it go in the hole. That's the deal. If you hit it great and it goes in the cup, you're going to have to make adjustments so you can hit it perfect and it go in the cup. I have never had any success going that direction. I've got hole-in-ones on this hole before, but this is like one of those things where, wow, I got a hole-in-one. I'm just curious, on this hole, there used to be a shelf up at the top, and if you hit too far up to the top, when you went to roll back around for it to drop to the cup, instead of it dropping down the hill to the cup, it rode around the outside edge and then ended up on the other side of the green. Or it ended up caught up there at the top, and it was a crappy little shot to have to take from the top because that hill's so steep. It's a draw! I am going to take the other shot on this. I'll take the shot with my sniper coming out so that when I get to this hole, I'll take that shot coming at it. Maybe if I mix it up, I can hit it perfect. Wow. What would that be like? If I could hit 2 perfects in a row, it'd be a great day. What's funny is it seems like when you're playing one-on-one, it'll like lock in the spot. But when you're playing in the tournament, it seems like it doesn't do it as much. Yeah, I'm going to bring a Guardian on this hole. This is hole number 8. This is the big par 5 here. I'm bringing a big topper. I think based off what I'm seeing in my... If I'm going to continue to take the shot that I'm taking, I can come at it with a power 3 ball, but if I want to go right at it and try and hit over the sand, I'm going to have to bring out a big enough ball so that on the second shot I can get close enough to the sand to get up there. And really you want to bring a sniper on that shot. And so I'm going to need a little bit bigger ball to help me out on that shot, but I don't necessarily know that I need a power 5 ball to make that happen on both ends, but maybe. What are my power 5 or power 4 options? I really like that wind going in. I've been using I was using a power 2 ball, so something with 2 side spin might help. And we'll try it. We'll try this one on there as well. We'll bring out a power 5 and see if we can overdrive it. Instead of bringing a big dog, I'll bring a Guardian, because that gives me all the options. I can backspin. I get a little bit better ball guide. I can backspin it, top spin it. If I don't get quite enough out there, if I bring a power 5 ball, I don't think I need to bring a power 5 ball if I'm going to bring a Guardian. The only reason I would bring a power 5 ball is to bring a sniper. I mean, that would be the whole purpose. Otherwise, I could bring a power 3 ball out there and I could use a Guardian to get up and come in from the other side. But if I really want to try and go for Albie, and I'm just going to give this a shot and see what it looks like, because and see what kind of distances I can get down there. We'll try it out. We're practicing even though it's the last qualifying round. I think the way that this is working is all we have to do is get like a 10 or better and we're probably going to qualify. I think most people are looking at it as a 10, so if we're taking some risks trying to figure out some of these holes. Alright, power 5 ball. Trying to pound it way down there. And I'm going to have to come in at least 2 rings. And part of the reason I'm going to have to come in 2 rings is because I have a level 7 big topper. And so it hits about 9 yards farther than a normal big topper. So I'm going to come in, like normally I'd be right there. So I'm going to come in what would end up being about 2, pretty close to 2 rings out there. Trying to get all of it on. Leave the wind in. And I got all of that. So the goal is, let's see if we can get out there without getting so far that we get caught up in something. And I want to be that's a good trajectory. Staying out of the... So I could probably come in about 1 ring and it'd be fine. Now if I'm trying to do the sand shot, it may be better to actually stay on track because it put me more towards the middle. I usually like to get down as far to the right as possible because I like to come in from the right. Because you did not want to take this sand shot. And this is not the type of shot that I would normally... I'm going to look at it, and if I don't like how steep that is, I'm going to take the shot from the right. Because these are the type of shots that you can come in with the best of intentions, but if you hit that wrong... And I'm going to do like a 10% adjustment coming into the cup. See what kind of distance I can get down there with that sniper. Okay, so I can get up there easily. My red line's right there, so I mean I got plenty of room. I don't like that shit at all. 2/8, and I'm going to do a 10%, so I'm going to do a 3-ring pull. We're going to see what it looks like. We're going to see how that bounces out. Hitting it perfect. We're still using this as a practice round, so we'll see. I'm not normally into this little type of rough, that type of bump right there. I don't think I like how that shot went. I think it would have been better to bring in a Guardian so that I could have got closer. I could have got as close as I possibly could and put more backspin on it. Because it has more raw distance, so I think I could have got in front of that red line. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and watch that video and see where the red line stuff was. That would have been better to bring a Guardian. I think the Guardian's going to be the one on this no matter what. The Guardian gives you the most options. Because if you're short, if you end up hitting it short, you've got a Guardian and you got that raw distance and you can get up there and get around and get where my opponent's at. That's all you're looking for. But if you get close enough, you could go over the sand. So, I mean, it gives you the best of both worlds no matter what happens. Right at the flagpole. Hitting it perfect. Hit the hole. In the hole. I'm not getting too excited about those because we have to get eagles on all these par 5s. And that's just the deal. That's not a woohoo. That's not a hole-in-one. That's not an Albie. That's not getting an eagle on one of those par 4s. These par 5s, we have to get eagles on them. I'm curious to see, because I haven't taken the big topper shot yet with my 77 account. I'm curious to see how far out there I can get with the big topper with the extra 9 yards of distance. I'm going to have to go more to the left on hole number 9 in order to give it more room to come around, because I think I can overpower it to the point where I actually end up in the rough. So I'll have to go to the left so that I can put all the overpower on it. Nice shot. Nice shot, man. What's up, Mark Jones in the house? James Green, thanks for coming. Scott Livingston is in the house. I want to thank all of you for showing up today, coming out, taking the time out of your evening or morning or wherever the hell you're at on the planet, because we have teammates that are all over the place. Desmond's ahead of us, so if you guys want any stock market information, you better talk to Desmond while he's on here. Come on, we gotta have some fun. Hole number 4. Hole number 4 is par 4. Southern Pines, hole number 3. All right, I'm doing the layup shot. I'm going to continue to do the layup shot in my practice account because I'm working it, but I'm going to go for the shot up here. I'm going to take backspin stuff, and I'm just going to put myself up there and see what it looks like. I'm telling you, I'm not having any success on the other ones. It seems like if I do a 5, I should have done a 7.5, and if I do a 7.5, I should have done a 5, and if I do a 5, I should have did a 10. And it seems like the target is moving on that. I don't know if it's coming over the top of that hill so hard and then it hits and the wind's like blowing right on the ground level, just pushing out of the way. I have no freaking clue, but it's definitely not. I'm gonna bring a Titan, the king of balls, because I have a few. Chest rolling. Let's make sure that's the right bag. No, that's not the right bag. Let's fix up one of these bags. This bag right here. Let's take an extra mile. I'm going to take, just in case, I'm going to take the Guardian. Let's look at my Grim Reaper versus my Saturn. About the same accuracy. 1.8. I play the Saturn at 1.9. More top spin, definitely more backspin, a little bit better ball guide, not that much to choose between them. I'll take the Grim Reaper. Now I'm going to take a Saturn because I've had a lot of luck on this with a Saturn. I know my Saturn numbers inside and out. And just in case I end up in short iron, I can bring a Thorn, which hits exactly the same as my Saturn. same numbers. Tighten. The king of balls. And let's just pound it down there and let's have some fun. I've been doing the layup shot because, I mean, like, really, I haven't been having any I went over, last time this was in a tournament, a Tiny Four, I went over to the right and I pounded it out there with a 5-power ball, and I got weight and beat hell down there. Short iron and like wedge type range, and I didn't have any luck over there either, but it's a dangerous thing trying to get out there. And I've done this layup shot, and I've done in the middle here where you bring a grizzly and you do the rough bump, and I've done all that stuff, and it doesn't seem like I'm having any more luck with that than I have with the original shot I came to this hole with, which is this shot right here. Two. Right along the red line. Put some curl in it. Put just a titch of overpower. Hit it like one ring great to the right. Try and get up there in front of that shadow. So that's either going to put me in my short iron range, or that's going to put me in my minimum long iron range. And if it's in my minimum long iron range, the way the wind's blowing, I'll have to pull up against the red line. So, but I brought a club that's got lots of backspin on both sides. So if it's in my long iron, it's going to be a minimum club. And get my trusty dusty calculator out here so I can figure out some wind numbers. So if it's in my minimum long iron, I'm going to be at 3.3 per ring. And we'll think about doing the 5%. I'll write that down. Just so I have it. Times whatever the wind is. 4.4 equals, and where am I at in my club? So I'm in thorn, so I'm in 1.9 divided by 1.9 per ring. It's 2.34 rings. .34. .34 rings. Ah! It's my bad. I should have went at it with my freaking Saturn, so I could have went back, max backspin, and tried to suck it back to the cup. That's the way I used to play it. Because you could walk your tail, you could get that little teeny bit of a tail on the back side where you could just like literally walk it to the cup. So if you hit that spot, it would walk right back to that. That's why a lot of people use a thorn, because the thorn's got better ball guide. So with your thorn, you get a lot more of that tail, that backspin tail, so you know exactly which direction it's leading off at. You get that same deal. I don't think you, where my Grim Reaper is, I won't get that effect yet until I get over 4 ball guide. Hitting it perfect. Dinking around. Still trying to figure out. There's still got a couple holes that I need to figure out how I want to play them. But I am having fun today, though. I can't say that. I haven't been really having a lot of fun playing the game because it's just been the issues and the shit going on. We had a week off. It was a good week off. Started hitting some perfects. I was really excited in the practice round. I had a bunch of perfects going into the cup, so I was able to get some base numbers just from the practice round. But I haven't hit crap perfect today. Good luck in the tournament. Alright, that was hole number 4. Hole number 5. This is a changed hole. It's a par 3. This must be the one that had the island. It was hole number 9. Yep, we're doing a rough bump on this one as well. Going straight at it with a plus 10%, so let's do the 10%. Let's get my calculator rolling. 1.1 times whatever the wind is. 1 per ring. Bringing a sniper. And a low wind power 1 ball. Which is a navigator. Picking a bag with a sniper. Off we roll. I really do think there's a shot on the other side that can put you in that little trough, and think of it like a river. If you come through the river, coming from this side, and you go over the other side, you can wash off the bank and you end up on the shore and it falls off and you're away from the cut. But if you can get it so that it weaves and bobs and goes down the river like this, the ball's going to be doing this, and it's going to like just, it literally will. That really is a funnel. I don't really think of it where you walk your tail up the hill and come back down to it as necessarily a funnel. You're just following the terrain. But that right there is like from, you know, water getting on the green on this hill, and it comes through and it's making a little trough right there where you can kind of follow where the water would follow if it was raining. I tried the first time I got this hole, when they changed it, I tried the very first shot that I tried on the new configuration was from this side, and this side has opened up more. Like before, it was a very, very tricky shot, and depending on which way the wind was blowing, it was an extremely tricky shot. I actually thought that the island shot was a better shot in most cases. But normally we would come at it from the right, and it would just depend on the wind on whether or not we used the island. But they've opened this up over here, and there is a legit shot from over there. I think that you have a legit shot if we can find the right track on all 3, but this rough bump just seems like it's too, what am I doing here? 10% adjustment to the wind, so it's going to be 275. Okay, get out there. Get out there. So it's 275. It's about 275. Try and hit it perfect. Let's see if we can just hit a damn shot perfect. Hit a shot perfect. Look at that. Jeez. Just a little bit on the outside, so that means I didn't pull it enough, and that was at a 10%. So next time I get there, I'll do a 20 and see where that puts me. So I put plus 10, and I'm going towards plus 20. Oh, I can see if I can work on the other side of it. In the hole. Nice shot. Nice shot, man. It's our next hole. This is the hole we epic failed on in my practice account because I went out there and I got lag and shanked the shot. Only hit it like half a hook. Got caught up in the rough. Can't do that. Can't do that and have a success. You can't get on from there with the rough iron. And the only reason I'm going that way is because it gives you an albie shot. There is a super easy eagle that you can get on that where you have really kind of zero shot at an albie, but you got a shot at an eagle. And then one-on-one, you can play it either way. But you don't need a big ball to play either way. That's the cool thing about it. Got the right clubs. All right, hole number 6. What is hole number 6? Hole number 6 is hole number 5. This is the big par 5 that I screwed up on. All right, let me just look at it. I'm doing the And I haven't had time to look at it, Kyle. So I'm just gonna do the extra mile shot. And all it takes is me just not tanking the shot. And it'll be fine. All right, hole number 6. About 3.5 topspin. About 3/4 of a ring to the left of the tree. I take the wind out. Trying to clip the rough. And with 3 and almost a half topspin, if I don't clip the rough, I'm trying to get it so that I can get out of the rough if I clip the rough, and if I just barely miss it, I still won't end up in the rough on the other side. About 1 3/4 rings, max. About 3 and eking towards a half. With the wind out, 3/6. There's 3/1. It's about a ring and 2/3. I'm close to that neighborhood. And I got all of it. So I probably will miss the rough right here. And let's see if the 3.5 was too much or if I can woe it up before I get to the end. So like 3 1/4. So the deal is that it'll be somewhere between 3 and 3 1/4 right there. If you catch it, you catch it all, and you get around, you're way up there. So you're in minimum club. You can actually get in long iron up there because I can get on easily with my rapier right here, and so you're in long iron range. But if you clip the rough, if you don't quite get all of the over the hook, and you clip the rough, the 3 1/4 will get you out of the rough, and then you have a straight in shot with your sniper. I would prefer to get up there and try and get into my long iron range. And I know that with a Saturn, if you have a Saturn in your bag, you can get up there. So I need to actually write on my notes to bring a Saturn on this, because I like getting up. If you can get into your long iron range, it's awesome. I don't have quite enough topspin with my rapier to get me all the way to the cup. So I'm going to have to come at it from the side. It's 3/4, looking towards max right there. So there's 3/4. Max curl. Got some serious lag. Hitting it good to the left. The deal about that type of recovery shot, if you're doing a max backspin, side spin curl shot, is even if you tank it on that, where you can tank a shot like that is if I would have hit it good on the inside. Because anything to the right, then I'm getting closer to that rough where I would actually, my landing spot would clip the rough up here and not make the swing. So the closer you can get to the ball when you're doing the backspin side, so what you're doing when you're trying to recover is that you can almost take that shot with impunity and end up on the green. That's why if you play with a Guardian a lot in one-on-one, it'll help you out a lot. Like back in the days when we only had one bag, where you had to pick a bag. Like there's a lot of holes that you can, and then there's a lot of times you can get yourself out of trouble with a Guardian that you can't get yourself out of trouble with any of the other clubs. Sometimes the topspin hurts you, but there's a lot of times that you can get out of trouble because you can do even an overpower shot with a lot of backspin and almost shoot it with like, it doesn't matter how you hit it, it's going to end up on the green. Crappy drive. And if you fail forward, if you epic fail your drive forward, you can get back on and recover and you're good to go. But if you get caught up in that rough at the top, you're SOL. What's up, Jeff Ebner? I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Is it Kong Fam? Welcome to the channel. Mark Jones. Mr. Brady's still in the house. Leonardo, what's up, bro? Leonardo's a fantastic player. Those guys actually know how to play the game. They actually know how to play the game, and they can hit perfect all the time, so they're badasses. That's the deal. My whole deal is I want to just be, you can't be good, be lucky. So the whole deal is if you always put yourself in the right spot and you give yourself a look all the time when you hit those perfects, you got to really maximize them and get that stuff in the hole. The heartbreakers for me are not the ones that just barely miss the outside edge of the cup. The heartbreakers for me are the ones that hit perfect and don't go in the hole. Those are the ones that are the heartbreakers. But you can learn more from those, so they're really important to keep an eye on. It's hole number 7, the par 4, and this one's changed. This is the one I did the max overpower hook shot on. Let's go look at that hole. I did a max overpower hook shot on this hole. And I ended up in, I believe I ended up in the sand back here. I didn't make the spin. I hit too far back. I hit too far back over here. So where I had my setup was, I was 2 rings off the transition between where the leafy patch is and where the rough green is. I was 2 rings off of that, and I hit somewhere like in this neighborhood right here, and it got me on the trajectory where I went right into the sand. So I'm going to move it over. I'm going to bring a 5 power ball, and I'm going to move it over. I'm going to move it over a ring and a half. So I'm going to put half of my clear ring on that transition and see if I can find the other side and see if I can get it to come in this direction right here so that I'm bleeding forward and see what I can get out of it. Maybe a ring and a quarter, but I'm going to come into the right, see if I can pick that up. I'm practicing on this hole because I want to see if I can get up there, because I mean I know the layup shot to get up in front. Like I've done it with a big topper where I got right up here in front. You can bring out a power 5 ball, and you can bring a club that's got curl like an Apocalypse, and you can get around the bend here so you get farther up. And that's probably, I want to see what it looks like so that I can get it out of my system, because I can always bring out an Apocalypse and do that, but I don't know about the max overpower hook, so I want to get it out of my system. I don't know that there's a downside other than me having to make a recovery shot, as long as I can clip the fairway on the drive. And I'm using the extra mile because I have more raw distance and I have more topspin with my extra mile than I do with my Apocalypse. Now, in this account, that may not be true. And I want to bring a 3 side spin to the holes, I think. Let's just see what we can do if we can pound ourselves completely up there. And I have no idea other than an extra mile and that ball what I need on this hole. So we're just going to go out and see where we can end up. Hole number 7. I'm going to play my 99 account when I get done here so we can see what it looks like with lower level clubs, but it doesn't really change that much. Some of these holes you don't have quite as good a look, because the real big deal with lower developed clubs is not power and not all the rest of this crap. The whole deal is that ball guide. You can deal with accuracy, because that's all about, if you're already adjusting for wind, you can deal with accuracy. I mean, obviously the less you have to move, accuracy's good. No, I want to go pick the ball again. No. Why wouldn't I want to pick the ball again, Playdemic? Okay, I'm going to come in. That puts me... I'm going to take the wind out. I'm going to try and take that variable out. I took the wind out before when I did it. So there's 3, 6. About 1 2/3 rings. See if we can catch the fairway more to the right to get us in away from that sand. And that was definitely more to the right, and I still had a bunch of room out there on the right hand side, so I moved it out to the middle of my white ring, or in the middle of my clear ring. I could come out at least another ring and have some separation before you clip this rough right here, because I came in about mid-shadow, and it came on this trajectory right here, so I could still come in. I may be able to put my white ring out there, like if you wanted to make the big jump, you could go on your white ring, but I think like mid-white ring off, that you might be able to get the trajectory going up, but I don't know if that'll net me any more distance. Like where I ended up here in the sand, I mean, I could see myself ending up in the sand in the front, so I'm not sure how far you can get up there with an Apocalypse and a Power 5 and just like lots of curl. In this account, I have a an Apocalypse 5, so I mean, I know I could get number one, I get more raw distance, and this is a suck shot to take with a Spitfire. This is definitely a hole that if you're taking that shot and there's a risk of ending up in the sand or the rough, that would be much better. Oh wow, I made it in the clear. How in the hell did that happen? I didn't even notice that. I don't know if I have enough backspin here to get me up there. Hey dude, don't talk to me. I'm going to have to try a second bounce bump. I suppose I could try and get on the other side of that line and take it with my rapier, which is probably what I should have did, but I'm way too late into the process now. I was just shocked that I was in my Hornet. One ring great to the right. Trying to do a second bounce dunk. It's a little short. Even if I'd hit it perfect, I think it would have been right in front of the cup. That is a way, but that way right there is going to end you up in the sand more often than not. So I think I'm going to try that. I'm going to continue to work on this shot because I want to see what it looks like to get up there. So the next time I take my odd account, I think I already used my only Power 5 ball, so I won't be able to try it. I'll have to try it in this account. So my odd account, what I'll do is I'll work on the shot that I want to take as my backup. Like I'll go out there with a big topper, I'll go out there with an Apocalypse, I'll go out there with something. It'll have to be my big topper with a Power 3 ball. And then that'll be the shot that I work so that if I can't work out the max overpower hook, I can take the shot I've been practicing. I'm just curious to see if you can get up there by that sand where you have a short chip. Because I like short chips. Imagine that. Thanks, Mark Jones. Just looking at the chat there. Sorry if I don't pay enough attention to it. I know. If Dale Appleby's in the house, he's talked to me about it, about like acknowledging the people that are in the chat. And I appreciate you guys being in the chat and coming to the channel, and this gives you guys an opportunity, or hopefully we get a bunch of fans in here and y'all know each other and welcome the new people and just talking the talk and talking about what the holes are. And I'm sure you guys are putting out notes in the chat that are like, dude, why didn't you take the everybody and their brothers taking that same shot, dumbass, and they're all doing 15%. And that's what you guys are doing, because I'm just looking at my notes. So I'm trying to figure it out for myself, because the deal is, it's all about owning a shot. So when you get to a hole and you're like, hey, I'm taking this shot and this is the shot and I know this shot works and if I hit it perfect it's going to go in the hole, then you own that shot. And so when you're trying to do somebody else's shot and you're trying to do the deal, you may not have full confidence in it, and sometimes that's bad, just not having full confidence. Hole number 2. Which freaking hole is this? This is the other par 3, and I am gonna take the other way on this. I am going to bring a sniper. And I don't think if I'm hitting from over there, I don't need to bring a big ball. So I can probably bring a low wind ball. If I can get back in the golf clash. I can bring a low wind ball right here. And you can take this with a marlin because you end up in this spot all the time, but I think side spin's really beneficial. But I'm not necessarily sure I have to bring a kingmaker. Maybe. I'll bring a katana. And a sniper, and that's all I need. We'll just try it out. I want to take a shot with no elevation, no nothing. We're just going to take a shot and see if we can hit it perfect so we can see where to start off at. If it looks like it's downhill, we'll add a little bit. If it looks like it's uphill, we'll take off a little bit. But if it looks like it's right there, then I'm going to just leave it as it is. I hit this shot all the time in one-on-one, so I mean, it's not like you can't get the shot. And my opponent brought a big dog. Of all the clubs in your bag, if you got a level 8 big dog, you've got to have a level 10 something. That's better than a big dog to bring on this hole, because this hole you want ball guiding. If you're going to bring a big dog, it's almost better to hit it from the left-hand side because you're taking a crapshoot anyways. And there's a little bit of a funnel over there. Like, what the hell were you thinking? Bringing a big dog? This is like bringing a club to a gunfight. So there's max, there's min. So I'm like right at mid club. But I swear that I normally just take this with it, just like when I'm playing, I just take it with a little. I'm going to be on the other side of the cup. 4-2. I'm just going to do a normal adjustment. 4.2. Trying to hit it perfect. Oh. Freaking lag. Oh! I'll tell you that with the lag that we're getting, this is one hole in this round and one hole in my auto account where I got like serious jump, like the needle jump lag. And just one hole that happens to you on is freaking unacceptable. Like there's an F word right there that ends with a K and has a C before that K. This is unacceptable. I am sick of the freaking lag shit that happens in this game, and it's inconsistent now, but I don't know why it can't be where we're just like, I'm sitting here playing, I haven't gone anywhere, and why am I getting any lag whatsoever? I'm playing one other person. It's not like I'm in some big arena where there's 1,000 other castles. In this distance. Alright, I need to hit it perfect. And I hit it 2 rings straight to the left. Par 3, getting a par. That's unacceptable. Now you know why I normally take the Guardian shot and go right up there on it. And it's not because I haven't taken that particular shot 1,000 times before, but you're sitting there playing the game and you're minding your own business and you have the best of intentions, and then you get lag in the game that you have zero control over. And lots of people are having issues with it, and it ruins your whole shot on a par 3 that's potentially low percentage to begin with. I mean, it is really, you have a much better shot taking that sniper shot. But I think that you can give yourself a really good shot taking the Guardian, and I miss all that. And there's no way, even if I shanked the shot and hit it, even if I sliced it, I think the backspin shot, you're going to end up on the green. You may have a long putt, but you're going to end up on the green. The backspin shot, you're going to end up on the green. I will forfeit. I was sitting here looking down at the video and I wasn't moving. I had the volume off on my phone. I was like, why am I not moving there? And all right, that was an epic fail off the minimum score. Now I got to pick something up in order to get back to the minimum. And you can't do that. So now I got to go get an Albie on hole number 9. I put that kind of pressure on myself, and I'm gonna, hey, if I'm gonna play that way, then if they're gonna play me, if they're gonna do me wrong like that, then I'm going to, I'm not going to use one of my power 5 balls right here. I'm going to use a power 3 ball. And I'm going to take away a little bit of money from Playdemic and not use their power 5 ball, which would make this shot a hell of a lot easier. Big top, big dog. Titan, the king of balls. That's all I need. That's all I need. I'm going for Albie right here. I'm going to do a 15% wind adjustment on the last one. I've been doing a 10, but I never really was trying to like go right at the hole. I was always happy if I just ended up on the fringe up at the top. But since I'm going for Albie and I'm going right out, and I've been trying to get up there where I can go for Albie. Max top spin. However much curl I can put on it. Get 4 rings off. Hit it 2 rings, 1 ring, great to the right. Don't overshoot. Almost. 431. That's what I'm talking about. Part of that, I've been hitting it in like the 420 range with my level 6 big topper, and I think pretty much, I'm not sure where big topper gets that kind of distance, but I think it's pretty early, so it's probably like 3 or 4, like a level 3, 4, 5, 6 big topper is going to hit pretty close to the same because they all have 100 topspin. But I was able to get my big topper up to level 7, so I picked up 9 yards of raw distance. So I should be well within my club right here. I am definitely well within my club. I could actually take this with a guardian. If I can get the right angle to the hole. 3-3, I'm going to do a 3-7. About 3-7. Hitting it perfect. See if we can get some bleed out of the rough. Get some distance to the cup. Just a little bit short. Just a little. The deal is that if you're using a big topper, you got to put on like 5 or 6 topspin in order to get it to flatten out. So you'll have to pull it back a little bit if you hit it that far. But that was with the power 3 ball. So let's figure out how to do it with the power 3 ball so that we can rob Playdemic of some of their cheddar, since they seem to continue to have some lag stuff. Let's take some money out of their pocket and maybe they'll wake up. Just that far away. Just a bit outside. Is it Ron Sumsian? Welcome to the chat. Oh, we got 31 people in the chat. That's amazing. That's amazing. Hopefully some of my epic fails and some of this stuff is helping you guys. Hopefully some of the just the stuff of thinking about the whole. So like when you're out there playing, I mean, I really do believe that like getting into the cup and like the final like little adjustments, you've got to figure out that stuff for your game and your clubs and where you're hitting and what balls you're bringing out. But like just like getting in the right spot so that at least you're giving yourself a look on every hole. So every hole you're hitting to a spot. You have a game plan, because you see a lot of these players that get in here and they don't have a game plan. You can tell because they're moving all over the place, and it's like, dude, are you going to take that shot or what? Shit, you wasted the first 15 seconds just moving around checking out shots. You should be way past that point. All right, coming with a -11. That is unacceptable. That's unacceptable. That is an epic fail because of that par 3 and not getting a minimum of a birdie. And for those of you that watch my channel for a long time, I absolutely abhor not getting... If you watched my channel from the very beginning, every time we were on those par 3s, if it was one of those par 3s that was low percentage, I showed you a backspin shot that would get you on the green. Every now and then it would go in and you go, woo! But 99.9% of the time you were shooting for a short eagle or birdie and moving on to the next hole. Like you weren't taking big risks to get the deal. Because I'm all about not taking big risks on some of these par 3s where you can epic fail. Whether it's your fault or the game's fault or whatever, like you open the door for an epic fail to happen. And that really pisses me off not getting a -12, because I really do believe, like I've played these Southern Pine holes from the beginning. And there's a few of them that have been changed over the years other than the ones that are changed in this go-around. And these holes are absolutely -12 material. Like you should be getting that like with your eyes closed. I mean, all these holes, even if you got lower developed stuff, and it all boils down to balls. And this is why I played Indic as a ball manufacturer. So if you got lower developed stuff on some of those max horsepower hook shots on the par 5s, you can bring out a bigger ball and you'll be in the same exact spot. All right, let me switch over to my 99 account. And we will try it out. And I haven't been on my 99 account in a while. So hold on one second. Hold on. Window capture, hold on. Let me log into it. Window capture, all you're seeing is me. Did you see that shot right there? I'm playing in Alaska in the summer. I played in Alaska in the summer, and we went out there and it was just a little dusky, so we had glow in the dark balls, but it was actually pretty light outside. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. Wasn't too bad. I gotta switch accounts and I gotta get all this stuff here. Hold on. Don't get impatient. Now I'm gonna take a break. I gotta go talk to a man about a horse again. I drank a bunch of stuff, so I gotta go talk to a man about a horse again. 71. 80, 71. Welcome back, 99. I haven't played my 99 account in a while. I actually have to get my sheet out because I got a sheet somewhere around here. I'll have to get out to get in my club numbers. I kind of know them. Somewhere around here I have a sheet that I keep out just for this account. There it is. Underneath of my stack of papers. The summer special. Let's open up some chests. Not quite participating in the prison chest here. Again, that's mainly just because I don't play this account. This account's been around for a long time, but I only play it in tournaments. So everything that it has, I've played maybe 100 matches of friendlies, but the rest of it's all just tournament play. Got no special offers. Let's get involved in the tournament. will get involved. Paying my 10K. All right, give me 5 minutes. I'm going to take a 5-minute break. I'll be right back. Entertain yourselves. I'm going to do some dancing, some singing. I had myself a girlfriend for almost 2 whole years. We had ourselves no secrets, we had no fears. Well, there was nothing we wouldn't do when we were in the sack. She'd even pop the zit on my back. I'll leave you with that. That's why you don't want me to be singing. All right, I'm back. Alrighty then. Stick with golf. I sang that song. I told that story before. I sang that song and we went on vacation to Puerto Vallarta and we went to the Hard Rock Resort and Casino, and they have a big amphitheater there that holds 250 people, and they've got bars throughout the deal so when we went in there on Thursday nights they do the karaoke night, so we got there on a Thursday. So when we went in there, there was hardly anybody in there. And we went through the book, and one of my buddies went out and sang, and I told the guy, hey, I got a song, I'll sing it a cappella. And they were like, so he went and talked to the DJ guy, and the DJ guy's like, yeah, that'll work. So I thought, I'd just go up here in the next few minutes. Well, they never called me up, so I thought, well, I just didn't get on the list. They didn't want me to do it. Then the place got packed. It was like 250 people. The place was packed. And they came and got me and said, hey, man, it's time for you to come sing this song. And I went up there and sang that song in front of 250 people, and it was pretty fun because I didn't have any music, so I just sang it. I know a couple songs where I can sing like that. I used to go to parties out at a big graveyard, and we used to go out and sing in the back. Having some fun. All right, hole one. I have not played this account, so I have no notes whatsoever. I have no idea what clubs to use. I have no idea, so I'm going to definitely have to look at the holes. And I'm just going to try and play it. I'm just going to try and go out and act like I'm playing one-on-one, and I'm probably going to be conservative on some of the stuff, and this is a hole that's changed. And this is this hole right here. And so I think you can get out there with a power 3 ball, and I think I can get out there with my stuff, but I'll have to do max overpower. Let's fire it up. Extra mile. Have no idea as far as like coming in. I'm going to take a Saturn because the Saturn works good on just about anything. That's one of the cool things about a Saturn. It's a great practice club. Because you can go out there on new holes and you can do topspin, you can do backspin, you can try it out and you can go, hey, I need more backspin, so like I need a Graham Raper, or hey, I need more topspin, so I need another. But you can do a lot of stuff with a Saturn. And being right there at 2 per ring for most of its life, it's easy to make wind adjustments. It's actually, when it gets maxed out, it's 1.9 per ring. So any adjustment on it is going to be at 1.9 per ring. On hole number 1, I'm doing 10% to the cup. I have no idea if I can even get out there. It's definitely one shot at a time. One shot at a time. Yeah, I'm gonna be that guy on American Idol. I'm not gonna be that guy on American Idol. I'm not a singer, but you can go out and have some fun. I want to be one full ring in the clear. That's 3-2. It's about a ring and a half. I'll put the forward power back in. Hit it one ring great to the right. It's all about up here, whether you run out of fairway when you hit to the right. That could be really bad in this account because I don't have a Nirvana in this account, so it could be really bad. I'm not even sure what club I have in there. I think I actually switched it up and I put a razor in there. I don't even have a razor written down on my... I think a razor hits... You can always, when you're doing those rough irons, if you're at Max Club, you know, you can be in the 2 per ring range and you'll be like in the ballpark. I mean, it's not necessarily that it'll be right on, but it'll at least give you a pretty good starting spot. When you get a maxed out razor, it's pretty much exactly the same as a Nirvana. I really can't choose between the two other than I'm just super comfortable with a Nirvana. Alright, let's see if we can make it from here. I know before, if you were in the sand, you could get up with a Spitfire, but they moved this green over, and I don't have enough topspin in this club to get me up there. If I get, and that will be like, literally, I'm gonna get as close to the top there. I'm gonna try and swing it around. That way I don't have to put a lot of overpower on it. 3-2. Hitting it perfect. I thought it had some curl on it, so I may have ended myself up in the sand. At least I made it over. So now I'm probably going to be on my... I'm going to be in my Firefly. My Firefly is... This is where you come out and you don't have any idea what's in your bag. That's awesome. What is my Firefly? I have that written down here. It's 2.0 per ring at max. So I got a chance to recover. I'm having to scramble on hole number 1. Does that tell you how unprepared? Opponent hits it perfect out of the sand. Get in the hole. In the practice round, I ended up in the sand in the front, and you cannot get over with the Spitfire. Firefly, where's Matt's club? Way out there. Alright. See if we can get in the cup. Hitting it perfect. See if I got my adjustment right. That's what I'm talking about. Recovering. Recovering from my lack of drive, overdrive. That was a nice drive, especially with that club. That was a product of the 2 rings great to the right on the drive. So you can hit a 1 ring right there, and you could make it on that trajectory. See if my opponent can get in the cup. Get in the hole. That's a good save right there. I haven't been keeping up on the chat, so if you guys are talking to me, I'm assuming you're just having a conversation within the chat, which is cool. I mean, that's the whole deal. You guys can feel. I know sometimes when you're watching people's streams, like you feel like you've got to stay around for the whole stream, and you may just pop in or out or do the whole little deal. And I want you guys to feel free to pop in and out of the conversation and pop in and out and have fun in the stream while I'm sitting here having to make epic saves to recover on a crappy drive shot. Alright, that was hole number 1. Hole number 2. We've got a ways to go here. Hole number 2. Do we have enough time? We do have enough time. Hole number 2 is hole number 6, and this one's also changed. Alright, it's this hole right here, and I'm going to do the rough bump on this hole as well. I'm doing it with a sniper. What do I have that's got great ball guidance and accuracy? Probably my Viper. The thing about a sniper is that it's easy to make the wind adjustment down there if you don't have low wind balls. With a sniper, the way the wind's blowing in this tournament on that hole. But if you've got a club that's 2 per ring, then it's a bigger deal. So we definitely want to take whatever has got the most accuracy. 67. I think that's it. 65. Better ball guy with the Viper. I think my sniper might actually work here. It's got 100% accuracy in it, but its distance is what the issue is. So I may have to bring out a bigger ball. So let's bring it out a nav. So I may have to bring out a little bit bigger ball in order to make this sniper work because it's lower level. So I'm going to start off with a katana. Because I think I could get up there with a katana. And I'm not going to worry too much about it. And on this account, I am going to go straight at it. I'm not going to try and follow the tail down. I'm going to go straight at it. So I'm going to take Kyle's shot here, and I'm going to do a 15% wind adjustment. I'm going to go straight at it. And I could probably get up there. I think Kyle just texted me. And a katana. You could probably get up there with a lower level ball. I haven't played to see where, because that's one of the things about this account is it has a sniper, but I haven't played. I got the sniper in like the golden shot stuff, in events, and so its red line issue I probably could use. I think I almost need to do the I'm just going to walk it down. I want to keep hitting that shot and see if I can get it perfect here, because I'm getting the same exact shot as I am with my upper developed count. I'm doing just a straight up 3-4. See if I can hit it perfect here. Getting it perfect. Getting it perfect. See if that gets me like really close, or like just one side or the other. Just on the outside, and I started on the other side of the cup. So I was starting off on the right hand side, and it ended up right on the edge of the left right there. So I have to, like, which way's the wind blowing here? So the way that the wind's blowing is I still kind of under pulled it at 0%, so like a 5% adjustment. And I think I was doing, once before I was doing like a 5% adjustment on this hole. This is one of those holes that the old shot with a Guardian coming in, I always did a little bit of an adjustment down there, and it was really hard to find the right track to come at it. And it might be one of those things too where we just add on 0.1 or 0.2 to the number so that we can move it over that little bit. I'll have to go back and watch that shot and see what the deal was, and kind of analyze like where did I go wrong. It's right there. The whole deal is that it's one of those things that it doesn't matter whether I can find that number or not. I have to hit it perfect into the cup every freaking time, or it won't follow that track. That's definitely one of those shots when you're in there that you have to hit it perfect. It doesn't matter if you get the number right. But obviously every time you hit it perfect, you want it to go in the hole so that you know you got your numbers right. I need to hit that hole a couple more times. I'm going to take this. How much time do I have? 9:47? I got plenty of time. I'm going to take this shot just so that I can get some practice here with it. So I'm in my sniper. Which one is this? I'm going to do 2.6. I'm going to do a 2.8. It's almost 10%. And I hit it wiring great to the right. That bastard. You see how well short that I left it. I think that's part of it. Part of the product there is that with my Sniper 10, that's where I would leave the ball guide, but I have more ball guide than I have with this Sniper 4. So while it looks like I have really kick-ass ball guide, and I do with that Sniper, which is why I'm using it, but it doesn't have as good as a Sniper 10. I'm pretty sure. I'm glad that Sniper works on this hole though. I was excited when I got that Sniper on one of the golden shots, and then picking up some cards for it. It doesn't take very long to get those, because they're commons. You get them all the time. It's funny, people used to bitch about getting commons. That was before Playdemic figured out what they were going to do with the extra cards. Hole number 3, this is the big par 5, and I got the same exact stuff. I can do the same exact deal here. Let me just go make sure, let me look at it to make sure it's the par 5 I'm thinking. I've got the same exact stuff, so I can do the same exact shot with a power 3 ball. I will have to work a little bit harder, but I have the potential of doing the same exact deal. This bag right here. I'm going to take a Titan. The king of balls. I'm going to bring Saturn because If I end up in my long iron range, I want every option I have available to me, and my Saturn's got all the options. I did not like that razor one little bit because it had no curl. So how far does that razor hit? 104. I don't have very many of these available to me. 101, but I got no ball guide with the machete. Well, at least I have some curl. Jungleist. Jungleist might not be too bad. I'll have to take a look at that. I'm going to play with my machete because I played with that club before, so I played at 2 per ring. All right, here we roll. Rolling. Let's go out there and get an eagle on this with a Titan in a low level account. And the deal is that you could argue that it's not a low level account because of where its clubs are at, but it's never played anything bigger than Tour 4. I don't have quite as much curl here. I want all of that topspin. I'm coming in a ring and a half. Leaving the wind in. I got just about all of it. It's about getting around this bend right here. I'm way out there in the middle. That is not as much distance as I would have liked. But I'm close to 400. 400 is like a magic number. You need to really get down there in the 400 range. That's because at level 7, your extra mile at level 7 is kind of a letdown. You've been wanting more curl. But when you got to level 7, the only thing you really got was more curl. You didn't get any more power, and you didn't get any more distance, and you didn't get any more topspin. But you got the curl that you were finally waiting for, but you found out that the curl was not quite, I mean, the curl is awesome in an extra mile, but it wasn't, distance is more important than curl. Get up into that area right there. I'm going to let the wind stay in it. And I hit it way good. Let's see if we can, how far into the sand we get over. Could have set that shot up a little bit better. I was a little far back. I knew I was going to have to do overpower, and I should have put a little bit of backspin on it. And I think I left a little bit on the table. I'll have to go back and look and see where that drive came down, but I can be, the lower I am to the right, the shorter it is on the distance that I want, and I don't have to put, you don't have to try and bring it back to the left. And I think I left a little bit of yardage, maybe like 5 yards out there that I could have gotten because I shortened the arc to the cup. I got a tack. That's that whole sailing thing, right? Where you're doing the tacks in like certain areas. Closer. Machete. Alright. See if we can get my machete in. And backspin. Deeper in. Isn't it perfect? Let's see if I got my wind adjustment right. Right over the outside edge of the cup. I would have had to hit the flagpole. I had too much speed there. Even if I would have had to have hit the flagpole to stop me to go in the cup. He did perfect. I think with a level 7 extra mile, you're going to need a power 4 ball. I think you can do it with a power 3 ball. Don't get me wrong, but I think a power 4 ball would give you just that little bit, not necessarily for the drive. You're going to pick up more distance on the drive, which is a happy bonus, but it'll give you that little bit more on your second shot, because you need to get up there for your first bounce to be on this side of the sand and your second bounce to be like 3/4 of the way through, so that you're bending it over to the green. And so there's a certain distance you need to get up there that puts you in a spot where it's really hard and you don't have to put a lot of movement on the ball. And let's just hit it perfect and it'll go right in the hole. Hit it to the left, just a bit outside. I'm not sure in this bracket. I think because this is in a Ricky bracket, it'll probably be, I don't think it's going to be tough to get, no, it's in a Ricky Pro bracket. I took this account to Pro 2 for a week so that it would get into Pro. So everybody I'm playing against should be a pro. Birdie. Birdie is not acceptable on this hole. So it's not as easy with extra mile 7. Or excuse me, a big topper, whatever that big topper is. I don't think there's a difference with the big topper as far as distance. I got a big topper 4, and what kind of distance? 217. It picks up. It goes to 225. So I think it stays at 217. It stays right there in that neighborhood. So I don't think there's any more distance on a 5 or a 6. And with a power 3 ball, was short of 400. You really need to be at 400. Like that gets you into a much better spot. But like 410 gets you actually, like 410 is perfect. So like 20 yards farther forward. I'm not sure where I lost the distance on that. That was bad. Epic. All right. What hole am I on? Hole number 4. Where do we roll? What is hole number 4? Hole number 4 is Southern Pines. Hole number 3. And I'm just gonna pound it up there. I'm gonna have some fun on this hole, and I'm gonna play it like I'm just gonna have fun in this account. So let's go up there and just pound it in. I'm gonna take an extra mile, and I want it Saturn. I'm gonna take a Titan. What are my choices? I'm gonna take a Thorn, just in case. That's what I'm taking. I'm going to hit it up towards those shadows and see if I can get, like, I'm probably going to be in my Saturn range. I'll have to do should be like towards minimum Saturn. What are those numbers? 3.5, 3.4. If I'm in minimum Saturn, I'm going to play it at like 3.4 per ring. 3.3, somewhere right in that neighborhood. My opponent should be a really good long iron range there with a Kingmaker. So power 3 ball, if you're on the other side of the shadows and just a little bit farther forward than the shadows, you're in short iron range. About 2.5 rings off of that up there at max overpower. 3-3. And I'm going to do a 10% pull, so I'm just going to go a little over. Max curl. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if I can get in front of that shadow. I don't think I can with that club, but I might be able to get pretty dang close. So I'm about the same spot as my opponent, so that's definitely going to be a long iron range. Getting a hole. I'm doing +5 to the cup. 1.05 times whatever the wind is, divided by, what is my Saturn? I think I upgraded my Saturn. I think I've got it written down at 2 per ring, but I think I actually upgraded it. It might be 1.9, but I'm going to do it at 2 per ring, because that's what I have written down. But I think it's wrong. Hey man, you hit it. Not me. Not me, bro. There's men. That's probably closer to 3 per ring. It's backspin. The wind is 3.6 times 3.6. 3.78. And I only have to snap it. And I caught it great to the left. Arrgh! Didn't have enough backspin on it to suck it up to it, so I'm going to have to bring a Grim Reaper on that hole. I'll make a note to myself right here in the video, so when I get to that point in the video, I'll bring a Grim Reaper. I think I have a low-level Grim Reaper, but it's all about backspin. So that's a safe shot for this account. I mean, you can do any of those shots, but like when you talk about having a Grizzly, like a Saturn, you can use your backbone, but I will never use a backbone again. I mean, I don't know, like there's some other club, I never really liked the backbone, so not that it's not a great club, but it just didn't. I had a lot more fun with my Saturn. Because you can find yourself in spots where your backbone might be a little lacking. Although I will say that they've made these holes so that there's areas to come at them where it's not as club specific. And I liked it better where, like, if you had a certain set of clubs, you may have to come at it with that set of clubs from the left, and I may be able to come at it from the right because I had the right clubs for that hole. But on some other hole, I had the wrong clubs and I had to struggle. I kind of liked it when it was like that because it put a lot more emphasis on your clubs. Hole number 5. Southern Pines, hole number 9, and this one's changed. This was one of the par 3s. I think this was, I'm not sure that this was the island par 3. No, wrong one. Southern Pines, hole number 9. Yeah, this is the island one. And I'm going to do the same rough bump, and I can do the sniper here. And I was using we're using a low wind ball there, so I think I could still get away with we'll try a power 1 ball and see if it works. And I'm at like 20%. I was at 10 and I'm gonna move up to 20% from where I'm at. I'm doing 1.5 backspin, no side spin, plus 20%. That's what I'm doing. I'm talking to myself. I'm sitting here talking to myself and you guys are right there. And you're laughing at me. Sniper. That's it. Open up chest. I got some of these common cards to like over 9,500, so like they're getting close to the point where I'm gonna have some maxed out commons and I'll be able to start building the deal up. If I played this account like consistently for like a month, I'd have a bunch of maxed out commons. Just playing, I think if you started the game off today and you didn't play anything but tour up to tour 4, just played friendlies and just went out there and played tour 4 and just played tour 4 nonstop for a couple, 2 or 3 months, you'd have all of your tour 4 up to tour 4, especially tour 1 and tour 2 commons maxed out. And you'd already be participating in the prism chest, so that you'd already be working on those commons. And think about the common or the rares that people want down there. They want extra miles, they want big dogs, they want Goliaths, they want, they want those clubs, those tour 4 ones that are in there. If you've got a Guardian unlocked, I think that's a tour 4 club, right? No, yeah, I think it is a tour 4 club. So you have some, you have the ability to work on your clubs and get them up really fast. So like when you're going up the ranks and you're getting into new tours, you're going to be more successful, because like if people that are in your cohort, you'll have a little bit better clubs and you'll be able to get your clubs up faster. That's the whole deal. I mean, this is like any sport where you go out and you've got to buy gear. And so it just takes a while to get the right gear. Power 1 ball is not going to cut it. Power 2 ball will cut it. Just freaking barely. And I'm doing a 20% wind adjustment, so 3, 4, 6, that's 4. Hitting it perfect. See if we can get that sucker in the cup. I missed it by a mile. By a mile. It's that big. I caught a fish and it was that big. I know I took my wife fishing. I worked in Kansas one time. I worked in Wichita, Kansas for about 6 months. And I brought my wife came into town and I took her fishing. We went fishing 2 days, but one of the days we went fishing, there was a guy, he was the 2-time Kansas catfish state champion. And he lived in Wichita, Kansas. He worked at the airport. And he had a little charter business, and I hired him to take us out and go catfishing. And he brought out the poles and brought out the rig, and he had some stuff in a bucket that he had a weight on there that was like that big around. It was like a pool cue big around, and then he had a hook that was like a monstrous freaking hook, and he dipped it in this bucket and wheeled it around and pulled up this ball that looked like about the size of a softball, and pulled it down there. And he goes, if something down there can put that in its mouth, then it's worth catching. He goes, so if it's nibbling and it's moving around, don't even worry about it. But when the pole bends over, something put it in its mouth. Try and hook it. And we brought up some monster catfish that day. And my wife caught, it was like a 40-some-odd pounder. It was big. It's a big, long catfish. All right. This is not the hole we were looking for. Damn it. Hopefully everybody's having a good tournament. I know these majors can be challenging, but it's nice that it's at a course that we've played before, so we're not dealing with new holes. Hole number 6. Par 5. This is that mid par 5. I'm going to take the same exact shot that I've taken in the other account. We'll see if we can get that up there. I'm taking big risks right here. It'd almost be better to bring my Guardian, because if I get, let me see what my sniper has as far as topspin. Yeah, it's not going to be enough. I'm going to bring my Guardian. That's what I'm going to take this shot with. We'll see if we can clip the rough over there. It'll be easier to clip the rough here because we don't have as much curl. So it's almost guaranteed to clip the rough. Almost. We'll see if we can make it not happen. If we can get matched up. Is Kyle going to bed? I'm sure he is. It's probably, shit, whatever time it is here. It's 10:10 here, so it's 11:10 his house. It was on Mountain Time. I live on Pacific U.S. time. It's kind of curious if these games always work out right if you're on Pacific time. So like it turns over and like the tournament starts at midnight. And the tournament ends at midnight. And like the switch for the chess comes on at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So like as soon as you get off work, man, bam, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I've taken the shot from over there and I've ended up where I made it all the way through once. And then I've ended up in the rough out there and that blows. And then I've ended up out there in the clear, but I was way behind the trees and it really wasn't worth the skin that it took me to get there. Let's see if they can get all the way through. I mean, you can get on from there, but that's about all I'll say about what you can get on from there. We'll go right at it. Four, three, and take the wind out. And I got all of it. So let's see if I clip the rough, if I have enough curl on there to miss the rough. And with the 3.5, if I can stay out of it, or if the 3.5 is still just a little, I need to drop down to 3. I need to change my notes to 3. Had that same problem on the front. I'm going to erase my note. I'll put 3 packs from it. We're doing a +10 to the cup, which isn't going to matter right now because now I'm just going to have to recover. If you find yourself in a spot, you need to immediately stop whatever thought process you had about trying to pick up the shot. Now, you still may have a shot at picking up the shot, but the deal is you got to make sure that you get up there and secure your eagle in this case, so you're not dropping a shot off the minimum. You didn't put yourself in the right spot to get the albie. So you gotta then stop trying to get albie and switch your mindset and go for eagle. And this club's gonna blow for this shot. I need to change out these bags and make sure I have the right clubs in here because this club has no curl. So I can't wrap myself around those trees. I mean, it has no curl. It has like 7 curl. That's it. Rubbing up against the nubs curl. That's it. Isn't it perfect? Just trying to lay it up out there so that I can get up with my Firefly and end this ordeal. Oh! Recovery shots. That's the deal. Ben Hogan golf. 2 bad shots and an awesome shot is eagle. That's what we're looking for. That's a great mentality if you play real golf, or you've got some members that play the frisbee golf. If you play golf, that's a great way to look at it. 2 bad shots and an awesome shot. It's Ben Hogan way. Let's see if we can make the awesome shot. Get it 1 ring great to the right. In the hole! 2 crap shots and an awesome shot is eagle. I'm not sure. I could have gotten more out of that shot coming in where I pinched up against those trees, but the deal is that you take a big risk right there when you're hitting a shot, the needle's going faster. If you catch it great to the right and you end up in the trees, you just made a bad situation worse. I'd rather have that shot than ever, and give myself a little bit of leeway. Hole number 7, par 4. This one's also changed. This is the one that I was doing the big thing on. I'm taking a big topper on this hole. I'm just going to try and play it from memory here. This is the new hole. I'm going to play a big topper. And it seems to me like when I came into the cup before, this was like a backspin hole as well. I'm going to get that freaking razor out of my bag. I'm going to get that razor out of every bag. Curl is a big deal with the recovery clubs when you first start, or if you're in spots like that, where you can't spin it around, you don't have the ball for it. It is nice to have some curl. Alright, that's all I need. I'm going to tighten. I'm going to tighten the King of Balls. I almost left the clubhouse without the King of Balls. This tournament is sponsored by Titan, the King of Balls. It says right there on the ball, man. Get a chest rolling. What kind of scores is everybody getting? Just pop your scores out there so we can see what kind of scores you're getting. What holes are you having problems on? Is anybody having a problem on a certain hole? Is everybody getting those par 5s, the hole number, the first par 5 and the last par 5? Hole 3 and 9? I've been shooting those with if you've got upper developed clubs, ran a big topper, you can get up there. I still have a little bit of work to do based off of how I did on hole number 3 here. Still have a little bit of work to see what the deal is with the power 3 ball, but it's possible. The bigger the ball, the better. If you've got upper developed clubs, you can get away with a lower ball, like a power 4 or a power 3. If you've got lower developed clubs, you're going to have to start it. You probably have to start higher up. Then the max OP hit it good. In the rough, bleeding out into the fairway. That'll work. That'll work. That'll work. Getting a little bit of lag here. Maybe 2 rings off that transitional surface. 4-4. I'm not even sure my big chopper hits. I think it hits. I'm going to count that as 2 rings. I might be on a little on the inside or the outside, but I gave myself a couple rings of separation on the right. Hitting it perfect. And just see how much distance I can get up there to the power 3 and a big topper. I wasn't getting that much farther with a little bit. It was getting a little closer to the sand, but that should give me a pretty decent shot coming in. Hole number 7, what are we doing on this? 10% to the cup. Sometimes you can go on these holes. If you can play this hole with a marlin, sometimes I think coming into these tournaments, we know that we can play this with a marlin. A lot of times we get on there with a marlin, and with that ball, with that power from that distance that it hits, it's right at smack. So it hits 1 per ring, it's hitting 1 per ring, it's hitting 1.2, it's 1.2, 1.9, whatever it happens to be. And it seems like with a lower power ball, you're getting more to what the club base hits. But the way that they're doing the holes, I think the lower wind balls on holes that we know that we can get on, bringing in a low wind ball for those second shots. The one where my Saturn and a minimum club. I count that as 3.5 per ring. to go right at because I'm pretty close to my red line. So that's about a ring. I am right at my red line. I'm going to scoot it over a little and absolutely just barely short shoot it. Hit one ring great to the right. Damn it, I think I've only hit like 5 perfect shots all day. Which is alright. So I'd either need to bring a lower wind ball or I'd have to bring a bigger ball in order to get, or I'd have to bring out a short iron. No, that's where the red line is. Even if it could hit longer, it's still going to be, I'd have to come at it with a little bit different. Have to see what it looks like with the short iron. I may be able to run the short iron up there. That's when you get upper developed clubs. That Hornet would work really well. That because the Hornet has, when it gets upper developed, it has quite a bit of backspin. It has like 50 or 60 backspin, so it's got quite a bit. So it becomes a pretty good utility club because it has pretty good topspin, but it only has like, I think maybe 4.5. It doesn't have as much topspin as it has backspin. Starting to get a little laggy. Hole number 8. Alright, this par 3 I epic failed. I've epic failed one hole in all 3 accounts today. Otherwise it's just been, I have not picked up a single shot all day. I've just been shooting the deal, but I've epic failed on at least one hole and in each account. So this was a hole that I epic failed on in the front, but I'm going to play it exactly the same way that I played it in the front because I got lag and it killed the shot. Let's make sure we got a sniper. That's all I need. And I can bring that's if I'm trying to hit forward. So I'm going to bring a navigator. And I'm going to bring a quasar. I think I need more side spin than 1. I may have to bring a katana just because I may need 3 side spin. Switch it up a bit. Man. Shit, man, it's 10:22. I got to get up early tomorrow. Couple more holes. I'm about ready to fall asleep. Two more holes. These 2. I need to pick up a shot on one of these holes. I need to make up for what happened on the front. I've been hitting it long, so I've got my last bounce just barely on the green. I can get way the hell down there, so I'm not doing any special adjustment here. There's 2.5, 2.7. I'm gonna have to snap it, and I hit it great to the right. Same shit that I did on the front. Only this time I'm gonna get caught in the rough, and then the front I clipped this. I hit the sand back there. This time it was all me. That was no lag, that was no nothing. There was no reason to bitch right there. That was all me. Just tanking the shot. I must be losing it. I haven't had coffee. That's what I need. I should have made a cup of coffee when I took one of those breaks. I should have ran in and fired up the Keurig machine and made a cup of coffee. It is a pain in the butt to find one of those Keurig machines that you can, like my refrigerator is hooked up to water. Why can't I hook up my coffee maker to water so that it has a float in it and it fills itself up? And then it gives me a thing where you got to clean it every week or you got to clean it every so often. Why? Why do they have those? I've seen them in doctor's offices, but like for a home one, it's like very difficult to find them. Because I don't necessarily need a big commercial one. I just need one that hooks up. Let's get in the hole. Let's recover right here. I don't like that. I don't like when my ball guide appears and disappears. I swear to God, I can't hit a perfect. If I absolutely paid you guys to hit perfect for me, I couldn't hit a perfect. I'm 3 hours in. That's it. I'm gonna have to make sure I have snacks out here. Because I could definitely use a drink, cup of coffee, and a snack. Where's Grubhub when you need them? We actually went out, my nephew and I went out yesterday and got sushi for the first time in like 6 months. I mean, like, we've been dying for sushi. The sushi places haven't been open, but they were open and you could order it and go pick it up. And they were all tight inside. Okay, hole number 9. What am I going to need on hole number 9? I don't have any big balls. I don't give a shit about that. Do I have any power 5 balls? Do I have a power 5? That's a power 3. Win 4. Season 23. What do I got here? Power 4. Power 4 ball might help this account. One of those that I got. I got's enough. I'm going to take a big tapper. And I'm going to take my big dog because my Guardian is still low level and it hasn't developed its power yet. So it's like bringing a level 10 sniper where it's at in its power range. The only thing that's going to help me there is a big dog. Big dog, big tapper. 10% on the drive, 10% on the second shot, going straight at the cup with like 5 or 6 topspin. See if I can get out in the same range. If I can get if I can get over 400 yards, because that big dog, it doesn't, that big dog hits just as far as my upper developed one. So I mean, I got the stuff. I got to get over 400 yards, which should be doable. Come on, man. There we go. Last hole. Thanks for coming to the channel, everybody. If you've been here for 5 seconds or 5 minutes or the whole time, I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys had some fun. Hopefully I was able to entertain you a little with some of my bad shots. So like if you were actually playing, like I haven't played this account all week. I've been playing my main account and my odd practice account. So they've got upper developed clubs. This is the first time in here. This would have been like Monday's practice round where you'd have gone out and you'd figure out like what clubs work. Like, hey, that club does not work. And you would tank the round so you don't qualify. And then you go out there on Tuesday. And Tuesday, it's sometimes tough to qualify on Wednesdays. Like Wednesdays, people like practice for a couple days where they'll buy the 199 pack, and then a bunch of people that are pretty good will play on Wednesdays. So you may or may not practice on Wednesday. Max OP. Thumb curl. Hit it 2 rings, 3 rings to the right. And I think that was good. Where this puts me at risk is down here at the bottom. It scoots me up along that edge and it shortens the distance and it makes it easier for me to roll into the rough, exactly like it did. So like you can catch like a 1 ring and possibly a 2 ring great right there and you'll end up skirting it. But a 3 ring is no freaking bueno. That is horrid. That means on the 2 par 5s that you absolutely have to pick up. You have to, they're one shot at a time, you've got to get those drives right. But even if you get the drive right, you still have a difficult second shot. So the goal is here is to put myself back into play and get myself in the best spot to be able to just get back on the course where I can try and get a shot at it. Like I'm 100% guaranteed that I'll get a shot at it. That's the whole deal. I'm going to let the wind push me off that way. Let max curl. Hit it one ring great on the left. Just lay it up out there and at least give myself a shot to the cup. I don't want to end up in any trouble. I don't want to make this bad situation that I'm already in. I don't want to make it worse. So let's just get out there. I brought clubs for this area, so I may still be in my big dog. I may be in my long iron, but I doubt it. I can probably still do the rough bump with my big dog. Yeah, it's your turn. That's why it's taken so long, because there isn't anybody that's a pro. There's not a lot of pros playing, so that's people who are early that are rushing their accounts up, trying to get up there so that they can get chests that have more clubs in them. But think about the clubs that you want right off the bat. So there's mid club. There's max. Something about mid club. If I want to come at it with my big dog, why not? Let's go for it. 3-3. Something in that neighborhood. Try and hit it perfect. Hit me perfect. And see how far past the hole I go. I was hoping I could hit the flagpole. I want to hit the flagpole, but I don't want to end up on the green on the other side down there, and I don't want to roll off into the rough. I want to be right where I'm at, because I don't want to have to take that putt from down there. So normally I don't get too aggressive on this hole. Like I'm perfectly fine to be right up here at the top where you got a nice straight in chip. You're on the flat ground up at the top. It's not a big deal. But if you get aggressive for it and you go for it, I'd rather not take that putt from down there. That was my Albie shot. That was my shot to get back to eagle. So I dropped 2 shots. And I still have some work to get done right here. So I came in with the minimum score -10, which is what I think most people are going to look at this tournament as, is a minimum score -10. But we have to standardize these 2 holes. This is like, and this was all about the drive, and the first par 5 was all about the second shot. I tanked the second shot. Isn't it perfect? Get in the cup. Alright, that is not the eagle I'm looking for. That should be enough to qualify me. I haven't really been paying attention. So I got a -11 in my auto account, and I got a -11 in my 77 account. And I got a -10 here. That is not... Is that right? Did I only get a -8? I guess that's right. I must have dropped some shots in there and wasn't even paying attention. Like, I dropped a bunch of shots. Bunches of shots. That tells you how much practice I had. I wasn't even paying attention to it. Look at that. I thought I just dropped 2. Oh, I got that. I don't know. How did I get a par on that hole? I thought I got just a birdie. I think I came up there and I ended up in the sand on the other side. And my opponent didn't get the eagle, so that's how that happened. Yeah, that's really bad. So I got tons of work to do in this account. But if I go back and watch these videos, so hopefully, like, this is the kind of stuff that'll help you. I can literally go back and watch those videos and all the mistakes that I made. I can go back there and go, dude, you should have had this club, or dude, if you were in that spot. The drive was fine, but you brought totally the wrong second club. Or, like, you had the right second clubs, but you brought the wrong driver, because you could have easily got there with this deal, or you could have used this ball. you can figure that out from one round of just watching yourself play. So, you know, going back, this is why it's so important to record yourself when you're game playing, is so that you're watching some of your own video, going through, making sure, like, what did I do on that? Where did I go wrong? Why did I miss it on the outside? Why did I miss it on the inside? All right. Thanks for coming. I'm glad I'm still awake. It looks like I'll have all of my accounts in to the weekend round, so I can maybe redeem myself with 99 in the opening round and come out and actually watch the videos and make some notes so that I can go out and play a little bit tighter. All right. Thanks for watching.